Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandi, Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. I'm very excited today about our program, and before I get started, I want to thank TV47 and Chris, especially today, for helping us put on our program so you can find out some of the exciting things going on in our area. Today, I have two ladies joining me. We're going to talk about the East Alabama Rural Innovation Training Hub. I have Margaret Morton, the Executive Director at Safe Family Services, and Dr. Suzanne Lacey, the Superintendent of Talladega County Schools. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Right. Well, we were talking just before we started taping. You said there is just a wonderful story of how this all came together. So talk about that and tell us more about the East Alabama Rural Innovation Training Hub, or EARTH, as we call it.
Yes.
Right.
Well, about a year ago, Margaret and I had a conversation about the property that the Talladega County Board of Education owns across from B.B. Comer High School.
The Avondale property.
The Avondale property, correct. And the board purchased that property in 2017 to really expand facilities for the elementary and the high school. Currently, the land that we sit on is landlocked, so the property was owned by Mr. Perry Andrews, who was a beloved employee of Talladega County for many, many years and at B.B. Comer. So from that conversation with Margaret, it was just many, many next steps that included a vision for creating a place where we could both focus on education and workforce development and community partnerships to build something that could impact positively not only our region here in Talladega County, but the state and hopefully the nation. So from that, it has grown exponentially with additional partners and conversations. And this is what currently we have at the moment is in the planning phase, and looking forward to really boots on the ground and getting things up and running as time goes on.
So this has been in the works for a couple of years here.
That's great. It has. In fact, the vision of a center, an innovation center, an incubator, sort of emerged with SAFE's 20th anniversary celebration, and looking toward the future and what were going to be the needs in the community and in the county, and out of that has evolved this vision and this concept and this reality. And so we've a lot of marrying together of business and industry, and really looking at the scope of workforce development, which is building human capacity from cradle to grave. So everything will be there at that one site. And when you think about our history, in the history of Avondale Mills and the manufacturing, you know that this is a the perfect storm, if you will, that this hub will emerge out of the devastation that's over there now, but what used to be probably one of the first planned communities in the nation, where everything existed in one place for children and families.
It was a wonderful place to live and work, from what I hear about those times.
Yes.
That's great. Well, I'm excited. Do you have a timeline for this? I know that's probably a bad question, but I know the cleanup and
yes.
and the resources for that.
Yes, so that is the first step, Mandi. Of course, the property is not very beautiful right now. If you've seen the master plan, it is quite a showpiece. But a few weeks ago, Governor Ivey was here in Sylacauga at B.B. Comer High School to award the county board $1.75 million of grant funding to support the cleanup of this project. So that's really the first step in creating an opportunity to fulfill this vision. So just last week, Ryan Coleman, our architect, along with some of our county board folks, walked the property, met there to determine the needs and to get things going by October 1 as far as the assessment of the property. And we have already done some assessing of the property, but now it's time to do a second level of that. So that will definitely be the first stage of development, and we look to get that started October 1st. And then,
which is right around the corner.
Which is right around the corner.
Yeah.
And then this spring, hopefully actually have on site machinery and workforce that will actually be cleaning up the property. But of course, beforehand, you have to do a lot of assessing to see what's there and then develop a plan from that information.
Right. You can't do anything without a plan.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And that will be a little timely. I know the expectation is today it's not so pretty and tomorrow we want it beautiful, and we do too. But at the same time, that's going to take time and working through a process to make that happen.
You want to do it right the first time.
Yes, absolutely.
Lots of planning. Wonderful about the award, though. I know the other people that received, the other places that received it were colleges, I believe.
Yes,
so.
We were the only K-12 institution that received any of this additional funds from the governor, so we were delighted. We had been down back in February to talk with her staff and to really engage them in what this project could mean, not only for Talladega County, but for our entire state. So we are so grateful that she decided to award the board this money, and we're definitely up and running and putting it to good use.
Well, I am very excited about it. I know we have people come in the library applying for jobs because most of that is done online. And I know it's safe. Y'all deal with lots of people looking for jobs. So.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the exciting part about this hub is that it is for the present, but it's also for the future. And so just by virtue of the design of the hub and the foundation under which we are building this, it is built on where will we be in the future, aspirational jobs, as well as where are we now. And these will be flexible spaces, as well as creating new opportunities through entrepreneurship and incubation. We plan on site to have opportunities for folks who incubate to graduate out of the incubator and move into storefronts so that they can continue to grow their business until they get it to the point that they are like your child. They're on their own. Yes. But the opportunities are endless with this project. And there are so many talented, skilled, visionary folks that are a part of this business and industry. Everywhere we go, when we tell this story of Earth, we are sort of shocked because everyone is like, we've never heard of anything like this. We're going to have a feasibility study. The issue is that there's nothing to compare this to because it doesn't exist in our world right now, particularly in rural. There are a lot of incubators and things of that nature, but there's nothing quite like this that marries all of this together. Business, industry, cradle-to-grave services that SAFE provides, early ed, all across the spectrum of workforce.
Well, I feel like we're going to be the model for other people to look to.
Well, absolutely. In fact, we are undergoing right now, the University of Alabama is conducting an economic impact study on this project. And so when we met with Dr. Sam Addy, who is leading the study, he said the University of Alabama is totally committed to this because we see this as a transformational model for the nation. So there's a lot of energy and synergy and interest and leverage in this project.
That is wonderful. We're going to pause for a commercial break and come right back and talk some more.
Been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hello, welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Margaret Morton from Safe Family Services and Dr. Suzanne Lacey from Talladega County School System. I have to get, all those words. I'm so excited about this. Now, you talked about having a lot of partners for the East Alabama Rural Innovation Training Hub. Who are some of those?
Well, it's growing. I think it's the best way to describe that. We would be remiss if we didn't talk about Representative Ben Robbins. And even though he's only been in office a short time, he has definitely come on board as a leader of this project. And we are so grateful for his connectivity and working with us to develop this hub as a model for our area here in Sylacauga, Talladega County, and also for our state. Coosa Valley Medical Center, again, another partner that has been on the forefront since the very beginning. We know healthcare is a hot topic, of course, these days, and training a sufficient workforce to care for the needs of our local communities and beyond is something that we envision the training hub to be able to help promote and train healthcare workers. Of course, my counterpart, Dr. Michelle Eller with Sylacauga City Schools, we are all working very hard to have an experience for students K-12 that would simulate in some form or fashion, especially at the secondary level, what it would be like to work in healthcare, what would it be like to work in business and industry that may be building science. We have a program at Lincoln High School where they're building tiny houses. So part of the training hub, we know a workforce development need for our area would be electricians, plumbers. So those types of opportunities for our young people would be a big part of the vision of the training hub, so that we are creating that workforce development that would be timely and certainly needed at this moment.
That's wonderful. Early care and education is so important. We know the workforce there. We've had a lot of support across the state to expand pre-K, but with that comes challenges, as with K-12 education, in terms of training teachers and having quality staff that are working in those programs. Agriculture being a rural, and everything we are doing is tied to rural Alabama, rural America, and our challenges and our assets are very different than urban. And so we're working with, as you would only imagine, a land grant school, Auburn University, and we're looking at hospitality, agriculture, renewable energy. This is going to be landmark, and this is going to be transformational.
Another partner is Central Alabama Community College.
Yes, of course.
And, of course, they sit right here in our neighborhood, practically, both in Childersburg and Talladega. And President Jeff Lynn has been right on board since coming to town to serve as their president. So that piece is really important because there's so much connectivity already between secondary education and Central Alabama in our area that it was just logical that we continue this partnership and this vision for training students both at the secondary level in high school and then transitioning them to post-secondary at the junior college.
Just this summer, and the hub has not been built yet, but just this summer we partnered with Talladega County Schools and Sylacauga City Schools and the Alabama Department of Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention and the Alabama Department of Human Resources. And just one component of some summer opportunities that emerged out of that with Central Alabama Community College was we provided tuition for 40-plus students to be credentialed and certified in phlebotomy. Every single one of those students completed the course.
And they were paid.
And they were paid to learn because we had that opportunity through SAFE to incentivize participation, either for your high school students, your recent graduates, or your adults, your older adults. And so we have the foundation, and quite frankly, one of the reasons that this project has received the leverage and the response is because of the reputation of Talladega County Schools and of SAFE, and our ability to work together. And so creating that, having that foundation already laid, and our relationship in the community with the business and industry, with Central Alabama Community College. They've been a part of SAFE since we started, as has Talladega County Schools. And so it really is, and I don't say this in a negative way, but it is the perfect storm. And it has really come together in such an exciting, dynamic way, and continues to. We are being reached out to, and reaching out to, and again, Representative Robbins and others, on a daily basis.
I can't imagine anyone that wouldn't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I think it just, the vision of what it could be really entices people to be a part. And of course, in workforce development these days, everyone is looking for a highly trained workforce. Whether we are educators, healthcare, any type of company, they're all looking for really good people. So to think that we could train those individuals right here in Sylacauga at the Earth Training Center would be just phenomenal, and really fulfill a need that is so critical, not only now, but like Margaret said, in the future, for jobs that we don't even know what those jobs may be. We're preparing, kids right now for their futures, but we don't really know altogether what those jobs are going to be.
Well, this is ever changing.
Absolutely.
I think that's great to work with high school students, especially who a lot of times don't really know what they want to do, but give them a little experience in a place to not necessarily try them out, but get some experience.
Absolutely.
Because I think,
and even at the very early stages, this is really on the continuum of prenatally to end of life, and wherever someone onboards into that career pathway or learns about, so many times we think that we know what we know, and we don't. When I was coming along, and I've been around a while, literally there were two career pathways for a woman, and it was teacher and nurse. Which was wonderful. But there's so much more out there, and we want our children and our families to know what the possibilities are, and this is part of that.
I know someone told me about the time my girls were finishing school, they said, you don't necessarily have to go to college. Everybody doesn't need to go to college. It depends on what you want to do, but you need to have some type of certification. You need to know some skills, have some kind of piece of paper or some skills to help you get a job. And that's so important for kids to know. That's right. We're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking to Margaret Morton, the Executive Director at Safe Family Services, and Dr. Suzanne Lacey, the Superintendent of Talladega County Schools. We're talking about East Alabama Rural Innovation Training Hub, or EARTH for short. Now, I know we've talked about, you said cradle to grave, and I understand high school students and even junior high students. How does it encompass cradle to grave? And it's not just school students, is it? It's community also.
It is. It absolutely is. And I think that that's a really important part, because what we're building is sort of that pathway. The pathway to the future, and that child's future begins really prenatally. And I know, Mandi, you've worked with us on some of our early intervention programs, HICCI and Parents as Teachers, and trust me, that is workforce development.
Wonderful.
It's workforce development for that individual, that parent, and it's workforce development for that unborn child and as that child comes into the world. And so we want to have sort of that seamless system of support where nobody falls through the cracks. And the only way we can do that is if we work together. It is truly at the heart of community-based, county-based, regionally based. We're not just talking about Talladega County. We're talking about Coosa and Clay and the region and workforce region. And so there will be all sorts of places where families and children can plug in, and we, again, want it to be a seamless system of support. So a portion of the center itself will be where SAFE is located. Okay. And then connected to that will be the innovation part, the incubator, there'll be some training spaces. They'll be flexible so that if the in-demand job is plumbing, there's a place for someone to go and be trained, connected over to the schools in the career tech. There'll be a career tech campus, and then on through to whatever else emerges. And again, early learning center, maybe a lab school, those kinds of opportunities. So that individual can actually come in, their child can transfer in through any portal, any door, no wrong door, and we're all connected. Business and industry will drive this. They will be not just a partner, but they will be owners of. We'll all be owners of this hub.
And it helps our entire community. It helps businesses get qualified workers. I know now every place that I drive by is looking for employees, looking for them. And sometimes you've got to have those skills.
And the beauty is they can be trained right here. They don't have to go to Birmingham or Montgomery. It serves this region, and I think, again, that's very unique around our state, to be able to have that opportunity to train your workers right within your community. They may be reaching out to jobs elsewhere, but certainly that in-house training is so important.
Because it's difficult for people to get to Birmingham sometimes.
And, keeping them here and creating additional economies. For example, IT. We don't have an IT economy, but what we do have are opportunities for, and we'll have more opportunities for our young people or adults to follow that career pathway from Central Alabama Community College. Clearly, you could go through the program, the IT program at Central Alabama Community College, and you could be a student and you could come out making $40,000 a year.
Wow,
yes. Cybersecurity. I mean, there's just a plethora of opportunities.
And those jobs are growing, I think, and changing as we make more advances in technology, which is way over my head. So, but I'm glad too. That is wonderful, that training, and it's like you said, it's not just for students; it would be for adults.
Yes, and a lot of the work that SAFE does now, we do a lot of work with students in after school and that sort of thing, STEM, and which is intimately integrated with everything we do. It's not just STEM; it's everywhere, and to be able to at this point in time to come into our programs at SAFE are workforce development programs, workforce ready, pay to learn, those opportunities to give value to that individual as they are training. And Central Alabama Community College is on site with adult ed. All of that integrates together. So it's not just a K-12 student, it's through the lifespan, and that makes this unique as well.
That's wonderful. I think that's going to do a lot for our community, our area, our state, and a lot of people, a lot of skilled people to the workforce.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Now, I know this is going to take several years. Like you said, it doesn't happen overnight. There's the cleanup and then the planning and all of that. So be looking for it. And see
Exactly.
how we can help.
Yes, and of course, in the second phase, and of course, the school community has really been interested because on the master plan, you can see that there's a stadium for B.B. Cummer High School.
Yes.
Currently, we share a stadium with Sylacauga High School here in Sylacauga, Legion Stadium. We are so honored to be able to do that with our partners. And but eventually, we would like to build our own facility for our students. So that would be down the road.
Yeah.
But that has brought a lot of questions and momentum to the project as well. And this innovation training hub more than likely will take about 7 to 10 acres. So that would leave the board, anywhere from 10 to 13 acres of property that we would have for our own needs. So you will see that in the master plan when you actually view the drawings. So that's exciting to build that momentum for the future of what we could do actually just for the Comer community.
Wow. Wonderful to have your own stadium.
Yes.
I know that
and
something that's theirs.
Absolutely.
And the whole athletic complex is, again, a circle back around to health and wellness and everything that this hub will stand for links directly to what comes in phase 2.
Wow. Well, I know it's going to take a while, but that is okay. Good things take a while and to do them well. We've got less than a minute left, but thank you, ladies, for joining me. I appreciate this. I've read about this, seen it I've seen when the governor came. I watched her, the event there online, and I'm so excited about what this is bringing to our community. This is my home too, Sylacauga, so I'm glad that we're growing, and there are people like you and all of your partners, and all of those people who want to make Sylacauga keep it a wonderful place to live.
It's a real treasure to be able to be part of the vision and to know that it could have so many long-lasting opportunities, for children that are just young, in elementary school, and then certainly our workforce development, our grown-ups, to be able to expand their skills and train for new and exciting jobs and careers.
We'll be looking for this, and thank you for joining me on Library Connection.